So now we have to work on the hero section. For that, go to the component and make new folder called hero section. And inside that we are going to make a file called hero.tsx. And now let's go to the page.tsx, and here below this div we are going to have one more div with a class name of hero section and then a horizontal padding of 3, and inside this we are going to import our hero and go back to the hero.tsx, and here let's make it a client section. For that, write use client and then import use state hook. After that, inside the function we are going to write some states here. So first forward, then set forward is equals to use state. It would be a type of boolean and initial value will be false. Now duplicate it and change this to 1 and 1. And now let's start writing our JSX. So remove this and write div with a class name of relative. Max width will be of 1280 pixels. LGBT32 MDPX10 PT16. And inside this we are going to have image, and in the image we are going to have some classes. It will have a absolute, position, hero, drone, class, and top 28, W1/4, H auto, right 0, Excel, right 0, and width will be 500, height will be 326, and inside the SSC you can copy the URL from my GitHub. And with that we have our drone here, but you cannot see right now because we haven't added anything in the hero section. So for that, let's add some more things here. So that div with the class name of flex, and below this we are going to have one more div with the class name of relative, and inside that we are going to have one more image. It will have a width of 437, height of 637. And now let's save it and go here. You can see those two here. The reason these two are here because we have to remove this part. And now if I save and go here, you can see that they are at the right position. Now let's go back to the hero section again, and then below image we are going to have one more div with the class name of mx auto my3. Inside this we will have a span with the class name of relative and z index of 11, and inside this span we are going to have svg. So copy paste here. Now below this svg we are going to have one more span with the class name of absolute left 0 top 0 w6 h full, and with this class. Along with that, we are going to have some styles and filter blur. And now let's save and go here and check. You can see that now this SVG has some glowing effect here. Now outside this div, we are going to have one more div, and it will have a style property. Inside that, first it will have a background, and the background will be a linear gradient. So in the background we have a linear gradient with these colors, and after that we are going to have margin left of 11 pixels. Then outside this style tag, we are going to have our class name maxmd w 2 pixel, w 3 pixel, edge of 450, and maxmd edge 650 pixels. Then max sm edge will be max sm 750 pixels. Then max ssm edge will be 900 pixels, and then max sssm edge will be of 1150 pixels, and then line and rounded MD. As you know that these two media queries are not by default in the Tailwind CSS config, so we have to make them by ourselves. So go here, and after this background image, you can add these two here and save it. And if we go here, you can see that our line is visible now. And as I start shrinking it, you can see that the line length increases as well. Here should be W instead of 2. Now after this, below this div, we are going to make one more div with a class name of absolute, and padding top is 32, margin top is 28, max MD padding in horizontal direction will be 4, ML4, and MD ML12. Then inside the div, we are going to make one more div with the class name of relative MD top 20 and MB 24 pixels. And then inside that, we are going to have an anchor tag, and it will have a on mouse enter property that will set the set hovered state to true, and on mouse leave it will set its value to false. After that, we are going to have our class names. Inside that, we are giving a border of 1 pixels, border neutral of 600, then copilot, rounded full, inline block, and then inside this anchor tag, we are going to have a div with a class name of flex, item center, p3, and px5. Then we are going to have an image with the class name of width auto, flex, grow 0, flex shrink 0, mr6, maxmd mr3 scale 110, and then outside that we are going to have width of 44 and height of 44, and in the src you can copy that from my GitHub. After that, below image we are going to have one more div with a class name mdpr5 pr3 mdmr2 mdpl2. Inside that we are going to have two divs with the class name of font medium, text white, text of 16 pixels, max md, text 14 pixels, and leading of 5, which is line height. Inside that we are going to write text introducing GitHub Copilot X, and below this we are going to have one more div with the class name of text neutral 500 max md, text 14 pixels, then text 16 pixels, and then we are going to write. After that, outside this div we are going to have one more div with the class name of ml auto, and inside that we'll give a svg. Finally, outside this div we will have a h1 tag with the class name of md mt24 lg mt28 sm mt10 relative max md mb5 text 48 pixels md text 72 pixels max sm leading 60 pixels max md leading 80 pixels lg text 80 pixel, then font semi bold, then text white, and inside h1 tag we are going to write this. Below h1 we are going to have a p tag with a class name relative z1 text 24 pixels md text 28 pixel, then lg text 32 pixel, and we are going to have a line height of leading 30 pixel, then md leading of 36 pixel, then lg leading of 44 pixels, mb5 md mb12 md w10 by 12 lg w9 by 12 text 7d 8590, and then inside p tag we are going to write, and then below this p tag we are going to have a div with a class name of flex lg w11 by 12 md space x5 and max md flex call. Now inside that we are going to have a form in which we are going to have a div with a class name grid max md grid row 2 md grid call 2. Inside div we are going to have dl, then dd and input. Inside input we are going to give a class name here which will be h12 focus outline none max md rounded md md rounded s md write 0 w full placeholder text 16 pixels pl3 and inside the placeholder we are going to write email address and we are going to have autocomplete off. Now outside DL we will have a button with the type of button and then we will have a class name mb10 md mb0 py3 text 16 pixels max md rounded e md text white font semi-bold and then inside button write sign up for GitHub. Now let's save and check if it's working. Refresh and you can see that our text is here. One more CSS that we have to include here, which is home campaign. Now let's go and check. Now we got our color here, and after that, and this should be above MD, and if it's below MD, which is max MD, then we are going to have rounded MD. And save it again and check. Yeah, now it's looking good. After that, below the form we are going to have a span with a class name of border top of 1 pixels md border left of 1 pixel border neutral 700 then max then md mx10 mb3 md mb0. Now outside this span we are going to have our anchor tag with the same functions from above, so copy this one and paste here and change this to set forward one. After that we will give a class name here in which we are going to give a flex item center w full md w auto justify center text 16 pixels py3 px5 max md mt4 rounded MD border F9, then border of 1.5 pixels, text white, and then inside anchor tag we are going to write start, and then we are going to have our SVG here. And now outside div we are going to have one more div with the class name md my32, then my24, and inside this we are going to have a p tag with the class name text 16 pixels, leading 24 pixels, text 90, and inside that we are going to write this, and below p tag we will have a div with the class name flex wrap, justify center, justify between, item centers. Inside that we are going to have many images, so you can copy that from my GitHub and paste here. And now save it, and let's go and check if it's working or not. You can see that our logo is here, our animation, and here one more class we have to add, which is mxauto. And now let's save and go here, and as you can see that our hero section is ready. Now let's check if it's responsive or not. So if I start shrinking, you can see that it's responsive as well.